Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw.
Welcome to another episode of Underrated Commanders, specifically from the Final Fantasy set. There's so many commanders in this set that I'm going to have a lot of underrated commanders to talk about and to share with you. But I think Vincent Valentine is probably one of the coolest ones. I don't even know the entire story yet, but Vincent Valentine, that's a bad dude right there. I think he came from Final Fantasy VII because I watched a video on YouTube on it about last night. I'm just trying to recall it. But anyways, feel free to comment and let me know the story behind Vincent Valentine. You know, the assassin, the bad dude out there doing his thing, or if he's good. Anyway, we got Beatrix, Loyal General, and Vincent Valentine, and I have an additional underrated commander that's going to go in a lot more of your decks if you hear what I'm trying to convince you on. So without further ado, let's begin with Vincent Valentine. So we got Vincent Valentine for 2/2 black, 2/2 body, legendary creature assassin. He's got to be one of the most popular creatures commanders out here right now. Mono black commander. He says whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Vincent Valentine equal to that creature's power. So this deck, you want to kill your opponent's creatures, but you also want to give them creatures because opponents are not always just going to put out creatures for you to just destroy. And also, you put them in a conundrum because if they have no creatures, no blockers, you have a very tall creature with Vincent Valentine that is your commander, and looks like you will be one-shotting your opponents. Also, Vincent Valentine says whenever Vincent Valentine attacks, you may transform it. You may transform it. You don't have to transform it now. You may. If you do, he transforms into the Galian Beast, 3/2 body, legendary werewolf beast, trample, life link. When Galian Beast dies, return it to the battlefield tapped. So important to note, all those +1/+1 counters that were put on Vincent Valentine will stay on the Galian Beast. Cool, cool, cool. I think where he really shines is when the Galian Beast dies, return it to the battlefield tapped, front side face up. So if you have a sacrifice outlet and an opponent plans to use a Swords to Plowshare to exile or destroy Galian Beast, you just sacrifice him, and all of a sudden he transforms back into the Vincent Valentine, and those +1/+1 counters are still on your commander. Yeah, pretty nasty. So I just wanted to share that he's a very similar build to Yahini Undying Partisan for 2 and a black, 2/2 body, Aetherborn Vampire. Has haste. Whenever an opponent control dies, whenever a creature an opponent control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Yahini. Sacrifice another creature. Yahini gains indestructible until end of turn. This is a great creature to add in your Vincent Valentine deck because he's a sacrifice outlet and you're destroying your opponent's creatures anyway, right? You're destroying them anyway. You're going to have your deck filled with edicts and destroy target creatures, or forces them to sacrifice their creatures. So I think this is a great synergy card to add. Moving on to number 2, today's underrated commanders. So I do not know how to say this dragon's name, this commander's name. Hraesvelgar of the First Brood. For 4 and a blue, 5/5, flying elder dragon with vigilance and ward 2. Wow. Then it says Shiva's Aid. I know Shiva is that ice summon enchantment creature locked in at a point in time. I saw bits part of the story. Anyway, when the elder dragon enters and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. This is powerful. I don't think enough players are planning on or even talking about this elder dragon. For 5 mana, you have a dragon that sits on the battlefield and has a cast trigger that can give any of your target creatures or a target creature, meaning your opponents, +1/+0 and unblockable. That sounds like politics in itself. Uh, that's amazing. It stays on the battlefield. For a 5 mana investment, you get a cast trigger that gives target creature unblockable. I will tell you this: there's only one other creature, or enchantment, or spell in general that is a cast trigger that gives target creature unblockable, and I'll share that with you. Bria Riptide Rogue for 2 red and a blue. 3/3 body, outer robe, legendary creature, has prowess, and says other creatures you control have prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. This is the only other spell that does that. Other spells, you're tapping 3 mana and you're tapping it, or you're tapping as much mana as you can to give something unblockable. This is a creature that has Ward 2 that is going to tax your opponents if they want to target it. And when it enters, or whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gives a target creature unblockable. I'm putting this in a Dimir deck, and the dragon is so good. It's only one color. It's only blue, so it can go in any type of guild or color scheme deck that has blue in it, from Wooborg, Dimir, Izzet, blue green, and Simic. Like, it goes in a lot of decks. It's a really good card. Moving on. All right, I made a video on this gal. She's one of my favorites, and you have to play her accordingly to the pace and timing of your deck. So I say this because for 4 and 2 white, she's a 4/4 body, legendary human soldier, Beatrix the Loyal General. She has vigilance, and she says at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of equipment you control to target creature you control. The reason why I say timing is specific is because, there's going to be, if you played with Voltron before, you play with your commander, you got a bunch of artifact equipments on the battlefield, but you have nothing to equip it to. This is a 6-drop creature that attaches all those equipments for free. For free. And maybe you have a little 1/1 creature that, if it got equipped with all those artifact equipments that you had invested on the battlefield, you could win the game. She's just 6 mana that says, hey, do what you guys do best, Voltron commanders. Put all these equipments on it. So another benefit of being able to attach any number of equipments to a creature is you avoid the equip costs. And guess what? All your powerful equipments have high equip costs. Look at the Buster Sword. Equip cost 2. Well, that's not that high. But the ultimate weapon, equip cost is 7. Negated. Okay? Aether and Pruin. Equip cost is 5. If you didn't have Beatrix, that's an investment of 9 plus 5. That's 14 mana that you probably don't have in an equipment Voltron type of commander. And most Voltron commanders aren't green, so I don't know where you're going to generate that much mana consistently without investing in a specific type of card or mana resource. So thank you for watching this video on 3 more underrated commanders from the Final Fantasy set. There's more to come. There's more commanders that are just going to be able to offer a lot that players aren't talking about. Players stuck on the mainstream cool villains and characters of the set. But there's a lot of commanders out here that can go on the 99 and just do work. And that's my plan, is to share those with you. Don't forget to hit the like, comment on anything you feel like is necessary, subscribe.